Before we get into today's video, this is gonna be a Father's Day special. I'm gonna go feed my chickens. And I wanna tell everyone, remember, life's too short. Have a lot of fun on the way. And that's all this video is about. I just bought a big new toy, because the older I get, you know, bigger the toys are. So here's my Father's Day gift to me. And I wanna say Happy Father's Day to everyone else. And remember, enjoy. Now let's go have some fun. What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be going over and trying to start this abandoned tractor for the first time. Now, I picked it up for really cheap and I'm really excited about it. Just like any kid when I was younger, I was really excited about tractors, cars, and stuff like that. My Matchbox, Hot Wheels, you know, tote, whatever you want to call it, was full of everything from cars to tractors. And as you can see, other than the fact that I like to buy the most roached out things I can so that I can make them mine and I don't have to worry about, you know, purists and stuff like that, because it was already going to be crushed. So this vehicle, this tractor, was pretty much just worth it in its scrap value. So very excited about this. This tractor is cool. And what what kid doesn't love tractors? So as I'm developing like my collection of basically Hot Wheels and stuff like that in full form, why not get a tractor? Big thing is I have a lot of work to do around the house, including building a garage. So naturally, that's my justification for buying a tractor, guys. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get this old girl to start for the first time and who knows how long. Well, guys, we're over here at the tractor, and like I said, there's a lot of metal here. So even just like this thing weighs a lot, guys. But we got to see if we can't get her started. She's been sitting here for a while, and the guy I bought it from a person who hadn't had it running either. So this thing, God knows how long this thing's been just really just sitting. And you know me, I like to buy one man's trash is another man's treasure, and I love this thing. It is sweet looking. So it does have a 4-cylinder diesel. And as far as my understanding online, these things are very stout. The first thing I'm going to try doing is we're going to try getting her to start. I have my jumper pack. It is a 12-volt setup. And if we're lucky, you know, we can get her running today. And that will make picking it up a lot easier. However, I do have a buddy that can, you know, no matter what the situation is, we can definitely get it. And I did drive the BMW today because I can fit a lot more in that than I can the Jeep. So I have a lot of tools with me. And I'm really looking forward to, you know, tooling around the house and fixing things with this. I mean, that is cool. So I know you have your foot controls with the case. You have your different controls on top. And I really don't, other than the fact that I've always wanted a big tractor like this, I don't really know much about them. I know it's got hydraulic steering, so get up on this thing. Here we go. So she has 2,708 hours on the clock. So she's seen some days. She's got some booger welds. I mean, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So my understanding is we do have to have it in all the way over into the start mode. We have our brakes here. We have our gas right here, or accelerator, which goes to a linkage, which goes to the other side, which goes up to the injection pump. We do have pretty much a full, or maybe quarter tank of gas right here. And I mean, our voltage gauge is a little bit sketchy. I think that's our voltage. I can't really see. So yeah, let me sit you guys down and we'll see if we can't start her up. Turn the battery pack on. we have some smoke, which that's always good. I'm gonna go ahead and take the muffler off real quick. She's got a quick disconnect on here for the muffler. That way we get a little bit better view of what's going on. All right, hop back over here. We'll give her another shot. Let's see, we'll set you right here. So it seems to me that she's trying to get fuel. Let's go ahead and grab some tools. So the first thing I'm going to do is, this is a gravity fed system. So I'm going to just try to figure out if we're getting fuel to our injection pump. Now I'm going to do a better walk around when this thing's home, but because this is at someone else's house, I would rather just wait until we get home to do that. So we're going to first get this and see if we're getting fueled, which it looks like we are, but maybe the lines are dirty. I really don't know. Like I said, oh, that's the jumper pack telling me she's charged. So that's I don't see any fuel getting here. So in the instructions it says that there's a fuel cutoff line. However, I actually don't see where the shutoff is. Oh, just kidding. I just found out where the shutoff line is. All right, let's go ahead and get this put back together. Okay, we're definitely getting fuel to the pump, which that's good. I should probably go. Now, if this doesn't seem to work, if it doesn't start up after this, then the next issue we may be having is, which I doubt we would be having a problem with, is the individual injectors being bad. But all of them being bad at once seems a little bit outlandish. But who knows? It's been sitting here for a while, so. All right. One thing I didn't bring was gloves. So let's go ahead, step back up on here. Now that we know we have fuel going to the injection pump, I feel like I need to do other things as well, but all right, let's see if she starts up. I need a bigger jumper pack for something like this. Let's let her cool down for a minute. As you guys can see, I pulled one of the actual injector lines off right here. So we should have pressure coming out of here with the fuel. Now, that's our hope. I have to kind of stretch my arms here. Yeah, okay, so we may have an issue with the injector pump. All right, let me go ahead and see if we can... these things are pretty complicated, so maybe we get lucky here. I don't know. Let me see if I can't fiddle with it for a bit. All right, guys. Hey, it's hot out. I'll tell you. It gives you a new respect for farmers that do this type of stuff all the time. So we got the pump out. The pump is just sitting inside there now, and we got to get that home so we can go ahead, clean it out, and see if we can't restore it. If we can't repair it, then it's going to be like going from a $30 repair to like a $500 repair. So if we have to replace it, then it's like, it gets kind of crazy. So hopefully it's gonna be a really quick repair. But other than that, guys, I'm not seeing anything overly concerning about this thing. This thing is huge though. This is gonna really be able to move dirt at the house. Look at this thing. can't beat old tractors. And realistically, all you need is electricity to turn the starter. That's it. So if you're getting fuel to it, we're golden. And that's our problem, we're not getting fuel. So let's go home, get this thing cleaned up, and that way we can get this thing running before we get picked up. Let's do this. All right, guys, today is another day and it's around 6:30, so I don't want to be out there yelling and creating too much of a ruckus. It is on a Sunday, so I don't want to wake anyone up. But we are going to be putting this back together. I did something that, if it doesn't work, we'll pull it right back off. But if the injector pump is actually bad, then I'd actually kind of be surprised, because when I got home, I put a big screwdriver there and spun it around a couple times and actually had a lot more pressure than when it was originally. So I don't know. I filled it with some Marvel Mystery Oil and kind of flushed it out a little bit. We'll see what happens. Worst case scenario, we'll bring it down to have it rebuilt. But if this really quick fiddling around with it gets it working and saves us close to 500 bucks, I'm all right with that. So let's go ahead, give this thing one more shot before we go that route, and hopefully it works out. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, there she is, guys. Let's get back to work. All right, guys, it's still fairly early in the morning, so I'm going to keep my voice down. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm already sweating, so today's going to be a brutal day. And hopefully we can get the bulk of this done before the sun peeks over those trees there. So that's our goal right there. When it peaks over there, we're going to get cooked. So what we have here is I can't get the timing cover off without taking the radiator out. Without take the radiator out, I got to take this whole assembly apart. And this is going to get picked up in the next few days, whether it's running or not. So if that's the case, we're going to have to, just do this when we get it back to the house. So as far as what's going on here, at some point this was taken out. Some of the bolts here weren't really tight, so the best I can hope for is maybe when it was, stuck back in here, that it didn't, they didn't realign it back where it needed to be. There's a little hole in the tang. Now, if that's disaligned from this right here, that can cause all kinds of issues, including just general, being 180 degrees at a time. But that wouldn't really explain why we got a little bit of pressure out of here. But what I did find was, when I got it home last night and I put a screwdriver in here and gave it a couple good turns, the thing squirted out the fuel that was in here without any problem. So I don't think we have a problem with the actual injector pump. Worst case scenario, if it's still not running, we are going to take the cover off and then realign the drive, and hopefully that will be it. But once again, that would have to be when we get it back to the house. So I'm going to go ahead and continue reinstalling things, and we'll go ahead and see what we have at that point. I'm going to take this cover off so I know we're this is full of fuel, and then we'll put this back on and let the fuel run back out. And I just want to make sure that we do a full bleed on this thing, because it very well could have been there was still air in the lines. So anyways, let's continue and put this together. All right, guys, we have the injector lines now replumbed into locations, which is a lot harder said than done. The first three on this side, not too bad, but the opposing side, they're pretty rough. If you drop the washers, be sure you have some type of magnet device here. Fortunately, he had one. I forgot to bring my little rolly thing. But if you can't see, I'm kind of running out of time. So I think it's time for me to switch to water. I think whatever coffee I have is what we have. All right, let's get these fuel lines plumbed so that we can start bleeding her out. I want to take the top of this plate off. I want to make sure that we have her in the open position, not the shut off position. And we got to figure something out how that's supposed to go into here. It looks like there used to be something going right through here. I know if you look right here, according to the instructions, this is actually meant to be a little, like a knob or pull thing. So maybe if we just for now we zip tie it in a position so that we know she's not going to want to close on us, and maybe that will sort things out. Hard saying, not knowing, but we'll throw stuff at the wall until it sticks, I'll tell you what. All right, guys, as you can see, we're starting to get water into the actual pump here. So let's go ahead and tighten that back up. That means this fuel filter right here is all full, which is awesome. We'll go ahead and pop open this bleeder valve over. Oh, there you go. You can see it now. We're going to pop open this bleeder valve, make sure there's no air left in there. But we definitely have fuel coming into this. And that will help flow the fuel a little bit better. But we want to wait until we get this thing completely full. And then we'll close that up, get one of the bleeders open, and we'll keep moving. All right, guys, so I'm still trying to bleed out some of the fuel in this line here, but I figured I'd give her a little bit of a crank. Maybe we can get the pump moving, get some of the air out of the pump, and they gained a new feature. So now for me to start it, you got to just hook her right up, like so. But we have a few minutes left. We're trying to get some of this air out of the system right now. One of the hardest part of working with the diesel, for sure. All right, let me get back to it. All right. Not a bad bargain. Basically bought it for the price of scrap metal. See, I know we have some hydraulic problems with this. I don't expect this to work. Yeah, there's no hydraulics in this. He was saying one of the lines were leaking, so we'll probably have to mess with the actual hoe.
You don't have any juice back there, remember the broken line?
Right. So, a few hydraulic lines. I don't know how well you can hear me, but a few hydraulic lines is not a bad bargain. All right, let me see if it goes forward. If I can get back out of here. Alright guys, so we took the inspection plate off and we got a little bit of critters living in here. They've been living there for a while, so let's go ahead and evict those little buggers. Grab a shop vac, suck it out, and see why our clutch isn't moving. But we got some things here. Like I said, the hoe we have to work on, but this is great, guys. I mean, who doesn't want to have a tractor in their Matchbox toy set, if you will? All right, let's get this thing cleaned up and see if we can't move her forward and back. That's a lot better, guys. A lot better. Gonna go ahead and spray with some PB Blaster down in there and see if we can't get this clutch pedal to work now. All right, guys, unfortunately, it looks like the clutch is actually stuck in the position that it's in. And we're just, with all the nest and everything that was in there, you know, they're, nice way of putting it, but they're yeah, it's frozen because of the refuge, if you will. So next thing, we're letting it soak for a little bit. We'll try working it back and forth here and there until we can get the actual clutch unfrozen. And just to show you, not that I recommend doing this, but we can actually move the entire tractor just on the starter. Don't recommend doing that, but we just got to get that clutch freed up and then it's free to go. So I don't know, see, this is a 68, so you can't beat old American steel, especially when tractors. So until the next time, guys, remember, keep your shiny side up, have fun, and God bless.